5 minutes, 30 seconds past the hour. 30 seconds to live.
This is Online Tonight.
Microphone check. Check one. Checking.
We're taking your calls right now at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546.
Online Tonight. Stop yelling at me!
And now, from the craziest city on the planet, this is Online Tonight, on the air toll-free at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. And now, the host of Online Tonight, Max.
All right, welcome. Welcome to Online Tonight on this lovely Sunday. I am Max Smart, and we just got back from Las Vegas, where we experienced the 2026 CES. This is episode number 2095, by the way, of Online Tonight. And we talk about the latest in tech, pop culture, and more. More is pretty much anything except for politics. A lot of people much better at that than I am. So I want you to think theme parks, food, pets, video games, movies. Coming up this hour, of course, we've got our Geek Speak, our Bookmark This. We're going to be talking about the biggest trends at CES 2026. Jennifer's going to join us, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And, of course, we're going to talk about food that we had. We had a little adventure, so maybe we'll talk a little bit about that as well. And what else? Hopefully your calls. That's really what the show is about. I want to make your life easier when it comes to your day-to-day tech issues. Or maybe you're considering hosting your local LLM, or you want to build a new gaming rig, or you want to talk about your PC, your Macintosh, your phone, 3D printers, Cricuts. You want to get into making your own crafting stuff. I've got that. I got a hat press for the holidays, which is I'm very excited about. I got it out of the box finally. I haven't had a chance yet to make a patch on a hat yet, but I'm very close. But I love answering your questions and trying to help you with those things. The best way to get into the show, there's a lot of different ways to get in, but the absolute best way is to call our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. That's the toll-free telephone number. Because I always have follow-up questions. I want to know, what happens when we do this? What happens when we do that? I want to know where you're calling from. Are you mostly a PC person or a Mac person or an Atari person? Did you have a ColecoVision? I always have tons of questions, which may or may not be related to your problem, which is, I guess, my problem. But you can also jump in via email, show@onlinetonight.com, and you can use our text voicemail number, 951-395-1017. Data rates may apply. Leaving your voicemails, your authorization to broadcast your likeness on the airwaves. Again, that number, 951-395-1017. Miss Victoria is producing the show. She's answering your calls, checking for your messages on all the different platforms. Before we jump into the CES 2026 news, this portion of the show is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Football season is coming to an end soon. Maybe you saw the Rams game yesterday or the Chargers game today, or whatever team you're hoping makes it into the rest of the postseason and the Super Bowl. You can watch these NFL games on your local CBS affiliates. All you have to do is be a member of the Paramount Plus. aka a subscriber. And to get more information, use our website, onlinetonight.com/stream, onlinetonight.com/stream. Also, this portion of the show is brought to you by my new line of pirate-themed shirts and merchandise. Head over to onlinetonight.com/store. All right, some of the biggest trends at CES. CES, it used to be called the Consumer Electronics Show. It's not called that because consumers aren't allowed to go there. This is a trade show for buyers, manufacturers, press, to kind of see what is going to be available in the stores later this year, what some of the innovations are, and things like that. So they really kind of highlighted a lot of, some years it's very different, but this year it was more practical, physical, immersive technology. Physical AI was definitely the dominant theme, focusing on robots. There were a lot of robots. Self-driving systems, AI-powered machines that interact with the real world. NVIDIA emphasized the future where individuals can program and customize robots, not just these big companies, but bringing them into the smaller workplace and even families. TV technology advanced with the new ultra-vivid RGB LED displays, offering better color and contrast than previous OLED and mini LED systems. Experimental display technology like the wallpaper thin TVs and the new quantum dot approaches. Wi-Fi 8 began emerging, prioritizing lower latency, better efficiency, and improved device coordination rather than just raw speed. Dealing with multipoling and some of that neat stuff. Of course, we had a lot of chip manufacturers. Hello. We had a lot of chip manufacturers out there. We had Intel, Qualcomm, AMD. They all had keynotes where they talked about their roadmaps. Of course, AI was part of that. Foldable devices. There was an interesting little thing that happened on the first day. Samsung showed off a foldable screen, and then they took it away because apparently it might be the screen that's coming to the new iPhone. They would neither confirm nor deny such suspicions. But multi-fold phones, that's a lot of F's. Expandable laptop displays. So a lot of those types of things were there. Smart home products. They've become simpler to use. They are not as complex anymore. They're easier to set up. They got some practical benefits like timing for energy saving and sensors. There are some obstacle climbing robots and vacuums. Health-focused smart devices were expanded. Not a lot of wearables this year. There was a lot of that last year where a lot of medical devices on rings and bracelets and watches and pins that you would wear, things like that. But there are smart toilets and some other things going on there. And one of the things that surprised me was exoskeletons. I don't know if you know what an exoskeleton is. Think of a crab or a lobster or a shrimp where it has this hard shell on the outside. Well, us being soft, as Bender and Futurama would say, meat bags, we can now augment ourselves by strapping on these metal motorized type of things to help us move around better or help us carry bigger packages. So that was all there as well. Consumer and privacy groups, by the way, named some of the worst things at CES, and they feel that the word AI is just overused for everything. Do we really need AI in a toothbrush? Back in the day, we had MP3s that played 2-minute songs so that you would brush your teeth for 2 whole minutes. And that seems to be something that we want to do. Why do we need AI in a toothbrush? So the consumer groups are saying that, AI is being a little bit overused. So they had their annual worst of show, which highlights technology that they think are wasteful, unrepairable. That's a key one. And unsustainable. One of the ones that did not do well was Samsung's bespoke AI Family Hub refrigerator. It was named the worst product of CES 2026. The fridge uses voice commands to open and close, requires constant internet access, and it displays advertising. Could you imagine you're just maybe watching a television program and they say the keyword and then the refrigerator opens up and then all your ice cream melts? My wife would go insane because our refrigerator, even though we have a home theater, our refrigerator is somewhat in view. We can kind of see it, and if it kept opening and closing, people would be very unhappy. Critics noted poor voice performance in the noisy kitchen. Ring doorbell, by the way, who we've always liked. We've talked to the CEO a few times. He lives not too far. Well, it's miles from us, but he's local to us. We've talked to him a couple times. They were named among the worst products due to their expanded AI-driven surveillance features. So some people are concerned about that. Lollipop Star, which is a music-playing electronic lollipop, was criticized for its environmental impact and e-waste. So because it has a battery and it has electronics in it, and then you eat it and then you throw it away, it's bad for the environment, according to this group. It's online tonight. More to come. Stay tuned.
If you're an author interested in turning your works into audiobooks, Narrate Your Own Book is for you. Since 2005, David H. Lawrence XVII has taught 3,000 students the ins and outs of voiceover work, including narration of audiobooks. As an author, your curriculum includes more than the performance and recording aspects of narration. You also learn how to prepare your manuscript to become an audiobook and market it once it's finished. Visit narrateyourownbook.com for more information and a sample class. narrateyourownbook.com.
There's no better way to bond with your cats than with a special treat. Lickin' Lap by Vitacraft is a healthy 5-pack saucy tureen snack full of a creamy paste that your cats are gonna love. Free from artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, it's the perfect snack between meals. Lickin' Lap is available at Walmart, your local pet stores, and of course, on their website at vitacraft.us.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. That's 800-515-4035.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey. Hey, we're pretty good.
yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Online tonight.
Geek Speak. Geek Speak.
All right, this hour's Geek Speak, where we take a tech term and turn it into plain English right before your very ears, is generative AI. Before we get into that, this Geek Speak is powered by Anchor. Anchor won 4 innovation awards at CES 2026. Their Prime Charger, their Solex C1000 Gen 2. I have the Gen 1. I will be ordering a Gen 2. The Eufy, E-U-F-Y. Eufy. Miss Victoria, how do you want me to say Eufy?
I think it's Eufy.
Eufy, okay. Their robot vacuum Omni S2 and their Soundcore AeroFit 2 Pro wireless earbuds. I didn't know that Anchor had bought Eufy, so that's interesting. Maybe not. Check out all the great Anchor products at onlinetonight.com/anchor, onlinetonight.com/ANKER. Now, generative AI, it's a category of artificial intelligence. Its model is designed to generate new data. These models are trained on large data sets that teach them to identify patterns and structure and things like text and images and video and audio. And once trained, the algorithms can generate new data with similar properties in response to user input. Different models can generate paragraphs of natural sounding text. It can render images in different artistic styles, like a line or watercolors, anime, you name it. It can try to reproduce it. And it can also create audio samples. So just briefly, that is this hour's Geek Speak, generative AI. I moved my button again. There we go.
Online tonight.
This show looks just as good with or without your 3D glasses. This is Online Tonight. Now, here's Max.
All right. I'll probably move it again because it can never find anything. The phone lines are open, by the way. You can use our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. And don't forget, you can follow me on X and Instagram. I use the same account name on both platforms, at Max Smart Radio, at Max Smart Radio. We have a listener question, Miss Victoria.
We do. This one is an email from someone called Distracted Driver in Las Vegas. Sometimes when I get into my car, my iPhone won't connect to CarPlay, even though I've plugged the cable in. It's pretty random, but annoying when it happens, especially if I've already started driving and I have to open my phone to make it connect. Any way around this?
Distracted Driver. This, I would rather that you not be plugging it in and out while you're driving. I think you should make sure that it is happening before you move out of park. So that's really where I'm at in that scenario. Because in some cases, especially if it's intermittent like this, there's two things that are going on. And I don't know how quickly you start the car, put it in reverse or drive and get moving along. Because the entertainment system has to boot up. Sometimes it'll say something like, be safe, and you have to hit a continue button. Sometimes the continue button goes away by itself. So there's a few things going on, and so the entertainment system has to start up. then the CarPlay has to load on top of that. And then you plug in your phone and you have to have it unlocked, usually. So either Face ID or you use your PIN number. You got to be at your home screen, basically, not the lock screen. So that's maybe part of what's happening. If you plug it in and it's on the lock screen and then you open it, it may not get the notification that the phone's not locked anymore. So you have to be careful about that, about the lock screen. Once you have it connected at your home screen, not the lock screen, the lock screen should not appear again. And if it does, then there's one of two problems. One, the CarPlay system is not recognizing your phone perfectly, or you have a bad cable. So you can always try a different cable, because once you have it plugged in, your home screen will always be home screen or whatever the last thing was. Like sometimes while I'm at a stoplight, I will look to see, I'll check my maps or something and maybe do a search if I'm not using the thing. And then I'll put it in its holder and I will just see maps or whatever the last app was. It doesn't ever go to lock screen when it's plugged in. So there you go. Also, I'm assuming that because you said this is intermittent, you've already given CarPlay permission to use the device whenever it wants to. So if you haven't, then you go into settings on your phone, you go down to general, tap CarPlay, and you'll see something like allow CarPlay while locked. That doesn't always work, but you might try that to see if that'll fix the problem that you have. And there's a little toggle switch there, so make sure that that it's on even when it says allow CarPlay when locked. There are some USB restrictions that may or may not be on. When USB restricted mode is on, your iPhone might be locked, and even though it's plugged into your car. And so CarPlay may be basically being told you're not allowed to connect to me. Your phone will still charge, though, which is weird, but it will not show up on your CarPlay screen. You can look in your settings app for that, go to Face ID and passcode, enter your passcode, scroll down to accessories, and then you can turn that on. So those are the two things to check. Three things to do. Make sure you're on your home screen before you plug in the cable. Check to see if your settings has the allow CarPlay while locked. And then just make sure that your accessory toggle is on in your Face ID and passcode section. But you said it's intermittent. So I'm thinking it's probably that lock issue. But let me know. Would love to have had you on the phone, but I wouldn't want you driving and trying to do all this stuff at the same time. So I fully understand. Distracted driver in Las Vegas. Let me know if any of that helped. I did what I could do with what I had. If you're not listening live and you want to submit a question like Distracted Driver did, the email address is show@onlinetonight.com, SHOW@onlinetonight.com, or you can text 951-395-1017. That's 951-395-1017. And the toll-free telephone number is always best. But maybe you were listening to the archive that's available on the website. Just go to onlinetonight.com. If you wanted to listen to today's show as an example, you go to onlinetonight.com, look for episode number 2095, and you can listen to the show right there in the web player, or you can subscribe to the podcast. Some people watch the visual version of it on YouTube, either live or delayed. However you're watching, we greatly appreciate it, and we still want to hear from you. Stay tuned.
Looking for a one-of-a-kind gift or to complete your own collection? Sumerian Collection offers a wide variety of vintage goods with new items added weekly. Books, collectibles, clothing items, jewelry, gadgets, and gizmos galore. Many items are from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, but exclusive finds from earlier time periods become available as well. Rare vintage items include dolls from around the world and foreign language books. Online shopping at Sumerian Collection is a breeze, with Etsy's secure payment processing and shipping to U.S. locations included free with every purchase. Visit SumerianCollection.etsy.com to see what's new and vintage this week. SAMERIAN Collection.ETSY.com. SAMERIAN Collection.ETSY.com. Sumerian Collection.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
Performing arts at your school is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play, perform, and compete together.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Looking around for the phone number, it's 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546.
Online Tonight.
Now stay tuned for a commercial break and 28 minutes of dead air.
Where the quality of our answers just might surprise you. This is Online Tonight. Now, here's Max.
All right, this is Online Tonight. My name is Max. You can use our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. So if you want help with your Mac or your PC, or you're considering building a gaming system, or, hey, what wireless controller can I use to play Baldur's Gate 3 on a Mac Studio or a Mac Mini? Happy to help you with those things. You want to talk about 3D printers, phones, earbuds. Maybe you're into podcasting or video and you want to get into that, what kind of gear you might want. I'm happy to talk to you about all of that. Again, the toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE. You can also reach out via email or text and voicemail. The email address is show@onlinetonight.com, SHOW@onlinetonight.com. And the text voicemail number, 951-395-1017. And somebody said, did you? Well, of course we did while we were at CES. We went to the Govee booth with all the pretty lights, and they got a lot of cool stuff that they showed us. They introduced some new tech, obviously, at CES. They've got this new Lumen Bend Plus, and it's optimized RGB to white blending. So it might, I don't want to make assumptions, but some people are adding additional LED kind of colors to help create these nicer color ranges. They also had their AI Lighting Bot 2.0 and DaySync. DaySync is really neat. You can, depending on the time of day, you can change the mood of your room. I thought that was really cool. They had like a living room all set up, and they showed how during parts of the day. Lots of great stuff. Permanent outdoor lights. And this thing that kind of looks like a lava lamp, but it's a lamp, but it's not a lava lamp, but it has a lava lamp-like thing on the top of it. It's really neat. You can check out all of their products by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/Govee, onlinetonight.com/GOVEE. Now, Miss Victoria, did you want to chat a little bit about your experience at the CES 2026? This would be your 25th year? How many years have you gone?
I have in writing somewhere that we, as a team, have been covering CES for 21 years because we did miss a couple.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time I took you? I believe it was either 93 or 94. No, I think I went with Bob in 93, if I remember correctly, or 94. It was 93, I think.
I don't remember going before we started going as press.
Okay. I know that you did because I came home with posters. And I wanted to make sure that you understood that it wasn't nefarious or it wasn't like inappropriate. So I took you to the other show that used to be in the same week.
Oh, I thought we went
so that you could
to
see that it wasn't bad.
I thought we went to that when we were there with David one year.
Oh, and we were covering that. Okay, that makes sense. That's possible.
And I believe my parents were there, so we were able to go out and do things.
Because we had children?
Because we had a child.
Oh, okay. All right. So 21 years we have been doing covering CES. We used to have our mobile broadcast center in the Central Plaza. Some years we were inside in the normal broadcast cubes, as I like to call them. And nowadays we mostly just roam around with our cameras because it's easier to get people on the show floor than it is getting people into a live production out in the middle of nowhere. It's not really in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of everything.
Do you remember when we were there, when David was doing a show during the show,
Yeah.
And I was a runner.
Oh, I absolutely remember it.
I used to go to all of the different halls to pick people up for
Drag 'em over.
for their interviews and walk them back. And so I must have done way more than 1 million square feet of walking that year.
And brisk running. You
Yes.
also did such a good job that David had you do E3 and a couple other events because you did such a good job. Sometimes doing a wonderful job makes it that you have to exercise more than you might want.
Right.
So, based on what you've seen in the past,
yes,
I have a saying that I always use, but I want to get your perspective, and that is: have a lot of things changed? Did you see anything that was like brand new that you just have never ever thought of? What was kind of your feel for this year's CES 2026?
The problem with going to CES so often is that nothing ever looks new anymore. It just looks like they've made incremental changes to things that we've seen in the past. And the trend that I really saw this year was smaller. Because when we first started going, it was overwhelming how big the booths were and how loud and how many people were vying for attention from each other. Like there was so much noise, and they were, you had people speaking at a lot of the booths, like giving presentations, and they were competing with each other. And then there were all the booth babes, and it was just like attention, give us your attention, and at flashing lights, and now it seemed much more understated. You still have the big players who have the larger booths, like LG and some of those people, but a lot of the legacy people dropped out in the last few years, like Intel and Microsoft and even Sony and Canon.
That was the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah.
Where the heck was Sony?
HP, they dropped out several years ago, but always had kind of a smaller. I didn't see them at all. And really, it's just different. There's still going to be the quirky, hey, I've never seen that before here and there, but not a lot of wows.
So when you said smaller, I thought you meant items were getting smaller. I saw the reverse when it came to robotics, as an example.
Yeah.
Remember the year when we were supposed to meet, help me, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was supposed to show up at this little dancing robot thing. The things were about 18 inches high, maybe 20 inches high, and they were kind of humanoid, and they danced. That was their primary gig. Now we're seeing 6-foot-tall robots that can help in medical or other things. So we've kind of seen those evolve. Like we started off as toddlers, then we got to Osimo, who was like a teen, and now we have full-grown adults.
Well, and
that have, here's the weird part,
yeah,
eyes, or one eye, or no eyes. That was so creepy.
You really mentioned earlier this phrase, physical AI, and that's really what we saw more of, I think, this year. AI was the buzzword everywhere. It's like every single product had AI in it. But they really are, because AI is this scary thing to some people, and they're like, we don't want AI taking over. So now they're putting AI into physical things, like cars have AI and robots have AI, and this printer has AI and this other thing has AI. But there were more humanoid robots. They're not like the little tiny ones on wheels with the little smiley faces. And so it seemed like less of the kid-facing robots, fewer of those, and more of the full-size robots, which to me is a little bit scarier because some of them seem menacing, like the ones that can do flips, and they had a boxing robot, and they have, robots can be really strong, and they were showing off a lot of robotic hands, and these could crush you. I
think the one thing I appreciated was that the boxing robots, they seemed to lose a lot.
Yeah.
Like they seemed fairly easy to kick over. I guess the days when we militarize these things, and they basically can just pick you up and throw you like a, baguette. They didn't show that per se, though they did have some of the medical ones that can lift 200-300-pound people up off the bed so that people can change the beddings or things like that. And so, those things are coming. But I like the robots that make the coffees, and I like the robots that make...
They're so slow, though.
The robot, the coffee one?
Yeah, there was a line. There was a sign on it that said there was a half an hour wait for a cup of coffee.
Stay tuned.
At Bon Voyage Urns, we love our pets. We couldn't imagine our lives without them. But we know that when they pass on, we want to treat them with the respect they deserve, because they're family members too. Bon Voyage Urns makes biodegradable, marine-safe urns for the delivery of pets' cremated remains to a beautiful resting place in the Pacific Ocean. Love them while you have them. Give them a proper send-off when it's time. More information at bvurns.com.
Put your phone on D&D. That means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Our research team has found a perfect solution to solve any man's ED problem, erectile dysfunction. Even the word is a bummer. And those pharmacy pills are expensive, but when you call our special toll-free number, you can always buy 40 to 50 pills for around $2 each. At your pharmacy, you could spend up to $65 for just one pill. Our price is around $2, and our formula works virtually the same as the expensive pills. We even deliver them to your door in a confidential package so you don't have to go anywhere. Just pick up the phone and order 40 to 50 highly effective ED pills for around $2 each. It's a no-brainer. You'll save hundreds of dollars, and you'll have our 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call now to order 40 to 50 ED pills with no prescription for around $2 each.
Call Steelman now at 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf.
Ooh! What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
No, whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The Native community is big for me. Makes me feel good to pass on our Arapaho traditions. My kids love going up to the Sundance. I like to tell people the Sundance is about family. It's about the tribe. It's not just about the dancer. It's kind of like life. As a Sundancer, I'm just one spoke in the wheel. I need my family there. I need my role models. I need my people there, especially my children. You know, coming in that door, my family is ready to see me and they believe in me. Before, I'd never seen that from my people. But now when I walk in that door and I see those smiling faces and they're happy to see me, that's special. With my 4 kids, all I ask for them in Arapaho ways is health and happiness. Nothing more, nothing less.
Never stop being a dad. That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
They are our cuddlers and coworkers, purr machines and love bugs, and constant companions.
They are our pets, our family, and they make life so much better. When we face unexpected challenges in life, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people who love their pets and the pets who love their people, ensuring these families stay exactly where they belong, together. And you have something to offer. With an open heart and mind, there is nothing you can't do. There's no gesture too small or too big when it comes to helping. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. You can help keep pets and people together. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Hey, bookmark this.
All right, every hour we try to give you a bookmark this that you hopefully will find fun, entertaining, or educational. I want to do this really fast because Miss Jennifer jumped in, and wants to share something about her CES adventure. So we're talking about CES, so why not go check out their website, ces.tech, T-E-C-H, ces.tech. Curious about what this thing is called, CES, and who's it for? Well, you can visit their website to learn more, and you can even see some of the B-roll and the highlights from the show. Again, that's ces.tech. There's no .com, there's no nothing. The .tech is the high-level domain, so just use it as is. ces.tech, I put it in the show notes, of course. That is this hour's Bookmark This, brought to you by my new line of pirate T-shirts. I got together with Swag to the Max, and we are introducing my new line of pirate T-shirts and merchandise. All you have to do is go to onlinetonight.com/store. Now, Miss Jennifer, we were just talking about CES and some of the evolution in our 20 years, but what I found was, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, what I found was, so walking around the South Hall, the Central Hall, the West Hall, the Venetian, and all the other places, getting a bus, it makes you hungry. So I wanted to talk a little bit about food. And then, very quickly, you kind of dragged us around to this place where we weren't sure if it was going to be fun. And now I need to find more of these somewhere. So let's talk about food real quick. Limited choices, or we kind of found good spots, or what were your quick thoughts about food on property?
Yeah, they had similar choices in multiple places, which I guess is good since they are standard fare, like pizza, burgers, chicken tenders. Those things were all fine, and it is more variety than I feel like you usually would find at a convention center, so I didn't mind that too much.
They also had the food trucks where they had crab rolls and lobster rolls and pulled pork sandwiches. All right, so we don't really get into the going to the shows as much, and we're not big gamblers. We do hit the tables a little bit, but not for a lot. So Miss Jennifer was seeking out a new adventure for us. Tell us a little bit about what you found and what you thought of it.
Yeah, we went to Meow Wolf's Omega Mart, and I knew about this because I had seen videos or little things about it, and I had been to a Meow Wolf previously in Denver. And so I tried to avoid spoilers for the Omega Mart one because it is an immersive experience, and you can get a little access card which helps unlock more of the experience, where then you are trying to actually follow a plot or like solve some kind of mystery or quest by going through and interacting with the exhibit. So this one starts out like a regular-ish grocery store, but then there's a whole world going on behind it.
All right. And do you like these types of experiences? I mean, are you an escape room type person? Are you these type of adventure types where you have to climb up the rope ladders and you have a lot of these experiences? Do you seek these things out?
I haven't done any escape rooms, but I really enjoyed the Meow Wolf in Denver. We spent a long time there going through the quest. So I like this because there isn't too much of a time crunch. Like an escape room, you're supposed to get out within a certain amount of time. Here, the only time crunch was that they were going to close. So if you go early enough, you should have enough time to get everything done, and you can take it in. And it gives you more purpose while you're in this sort of museum space. So it gets you to spend more time there, which I appreciate. And I like that it brings in the other sort of art forms, the performance art. Someone had to make all of the videos that we watched as part of this quest and design the adventure. And you don't always see that represented in a traditional art museum.
Now, so Vegas is also known for its shows. There's a lot of those Cirque du Soleil type things. They've had Avenue Q. They've had tribute bands like Love, which I think is the Beatles. You've got magicians. I mean, you've seen David Copperfield in the past. Do you prefer one type of entertainment over another, or was this one just different enough that you wanted to try it out?
Yeah, I mean, I still love live performances, and we have gone to some of those in the past. Blue Man Group we love. But, yeah, it was just something different, and like I said, something that I had been to a previous location, so I wanted to see how different this one is. It's nice that each location is its own storyline, and that way you can try to hit them all.
So Denver was different? Like the whole storyline was different?
Yeah, it was a completely different. It still had that fantasy, sci-fi sort of aspect to it, but it was more about the interconnection of multiple fantasy worlds.
All right. In the last minute and a half that we have left, was there anything that you saw at CES that you thought, oh, I sure hope it makes it to market this time? Because we've been to CESs where they've shown us something incredible and then it never actually makes it to the stores. Did you see anything that you thought was just overly fantastic or overly terrible?
I enjoyed seeing LG's thin TVs, both the wallpaper one and they had the transparent one on display as well. The thing that was concerning to me was when we were near all the robotics and there were just all these humanoid robots in every direction, every way you turned. Hopefully that is not an indicator of our future.
What? I want robots that will vacuum my stairs and do my dishes and help with the laundry, even though they seem to fold the laundry at about half the speed of a tortoise. But there
were so many of them that were just human-shaped and some of them that were wearing clothes. That part I felt was quite unsettling.
In what
Just because
way?
you put a hat on it doesn't mean that it's no longer a robot.
What color was the hat?
There was a white hat, I think, at one point.
I think that's a subliminal message to make you think that it
a good
is
guy.
a good guy. Exactly.
Maybe.
All right. Any final words about your CES 2026 experience?
A lot of AI. Really interesting to see what companies were not there that we had seen in the past. A lot of that evolution piece, not so much revolution, but always interesting to see where tech is headed.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Greatly appreciate it. If you missed any portion of the show, don't forget you can head over to onlinetonight.com. Look for episode number 2095. And while you're there, you can subscribe to the podcast. There's a link to the visual version of the show on YouTube. And check out my new line of T-shirts. That would be wonderful. onlinetonight.com/store. And if you're a big fan, you can go to onlinetonight.com/onair. And we have some great thank you gifts for your support. Stay tuned.
Online Tonight is produced and copyrighted by Smart Family Media. All rights reserved. Host Maxwell Smart. Producer and other hats worn by Victoria Smart. Views and opinions expressed are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of the station, its management, affiliates, or other advertisers.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Thirty seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
One minute past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
One minute, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Two minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Two minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Three minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Three minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Four minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Four minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Five minutes past the hour. 60 seconds to live.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Five minutes, 30 seconds past the hour. 30 seconds to live.
This is Online Tonight.
Online Tonight is live and on the air at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546.
Online Tonight.
I don't know who's writing your material, but it's very
And now, from the craziest city on the planet, this is Online Tonight, on the air toll-free at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. And now, the host of Online Tonight, Max.
All right, welcome to hour 2 of Online Tonight on this windy January. At least it's windy where we are. Sunday, if you're listening to us live. Episode number 2095. I am Max Smart, and we are here to talk about tech, pop culture, and just in general, whatever else pops into my noggin, my head. Coming up this hour, of course, we've got our Geek Speak, our Bookmark This, Apple news, some random tech news, and our review of the Copenhagen test, a new series on Peacock, which we were obsessed with, and we watched a lot of them in a row in one day and stayed up way later than we should have. But most importantly, Online Tonight started off as the help desk in early 90s and then became Online Tonight, where we help you with your tech questions. Think of me as your free IT support. So whether it's a Mac, a PC, a phone, you want to work on 3D printers, you want more information on podcasting or video editing or any of that stuff, I am always happy to help you the best that I can. If I don't know the answer, I'm gonna let you know, and maybe we'll try to work it out together. Or I'll do some research and we'll call you back. There's no such thing as a dumb question, by the way. You might help somebody else as well. And you're mostly anonymous when you call. And the best way to get into the show is to call. Use our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE, that toll-free telephone number, 1-800-396-6546. That way we can have a conversation. I always have follow-up questions and also want to know, like, how you listen to the show, where you listen to the show, where are you from? Maybe you're from overseas. Victoria's taking your calls. She's going through the texts and the emails. If you are listening to the podcast or the archive or maybe the YouTube replay, there are other ways to get into the show. Let me give those to you now. The email address, show@onlinetonight.com, SHOW@onlinetonight.com. And we have a text voicemail number, 951-395-1017. Data rates may apply. Leaving a voicemail is your authorization to broadcast your likeness on all the different airwaves. Again, 951-395-1017. This portion of the show is brought to you by Anchor. I love the new Anchor Nano wireless car charger. It holds your phone securely using their QI2 15-watt wireless charging pad. So it's great for Samsungs and iPhones and things like that. Plus, you can take the wireless charger with you. So that's pretty neat. And then the holder, it rotates 360 degrees and it tilts 45 degrees so that you can get the most comfortable viewing position that you can so that you can travel the roadways safely. You can check out all the great Anchor products at onlinetonight.com/anchor, onlinetonight.com/ANKER. Also, this portion of the show is brought to you by my new line of pirate-themed t-shirts and merchandise. So cups and tote bags and caps and shirts. Those are all available at onlinetonight.com/store. I hope you'll check them out. We are the top 3 shirts up there, partnered with a company called Swag to the Max, but this is our own little store for those types of things. They have a couple other things on there as well. So feel free to check that out, onlinetonight.com/store. Let's jump into a little bit of Apple news. Apple is seeing kind of an unusually slow adoption rate on iOS 26. Usually the numbers are a lot higher at this point after they have released a major operating system update. Third-party analytics estimate that only about 16% of active iPhones worldwide have iOS 26 on it. Any version, iOS 26 regular, .1, .2, etc. So that's a little bit lower than what they're used to. iOS 26.1 accounts for 10% of the devices. 26.2 is just about 5% of the devices. And the original iOS 26.0, right, is about 1.1%, which is good. That means that people understand that the first release, at least in what I do, is I wait until the .1 or the .2 release before I even jump in the pool to make sure it's warm. And so it's good that people are updating. The people who have decided to go to 26 have at least gone to some of the higher ones. Interesting, though, that people aren't going to 26.2. I wonder what the reason for that is. More than 60% of tracked iPhones remain on iOS 18. 18.6 and 18.7 are obviously the majority. The adoption is slower than previous releases at this point. Around 4 months after launch, iOS 18, for example, had a 63% adoption rate. iOS 17 had 54%, and 16 had over 60%. The adoption is running a little less than a quarter of what their predecessors were running, so Apple's definitely keeping an eye on that. Mac Rumors visitor data says that only 25% of their mobile users on iPhones are using iOS 26. And that is compared to 89% of people that are using iOS 18. So I guess, not that I have any feedback to Apple, but I guess the main question is why? Why are people hesitant to move to 26? Is it because they're worried about battery life? They don't really care about the liquid glass feature. They don't care about another feature we're going to talk about later, which I have got to try right away. I meant to do it this weekend, but it was windy. I mentioned it was windy here. So maybe the translucence and the AI and the battery concern, maybe these are some of the things that are causing people to delay. If you're delaying moving to iOS 26, I'd love to hear from you and learn a little bit about why. Something else Apple is testing right now as part of iOS 26 is this background security improvement. You still get to opt into it, by the way, at least so far. And what it does is it allows your iOS device, your iPad OS, even your laptop running Tahoe, it allows Apple to install a second background security improvement update without having to wait for the dot release. So these are kind of quick patches or something that will help with anything that they find without having to wait the full release cycle to get it to you. And this is especially important for things like Safari and WebKit and some other system libraries that might have a compromise. We want to get those things fixed as soon as possible, right? So the background security improvement can be installed through the privacy and security section in the settings app. Users can choose to install the updates manually, which is the way I would do it. I'd like to get notified. I'd like to look at it. I'd like to hunt around a little bit before I have it installed because of some of the problems I've had with Windows. So Windows has kind of soured me on this automatic behind my back update thing, and then my hard drive doesn't work, or my controllers don't work, or my KVM stops working. These are things that I personally am concerned about. But you can just, do like what Microsoft did, and that's just make them automatic, and it just does it without you knowing about it. I like to know about it. You can opt out, as I mentioned. Users can opt out. The updates will be included later, obviously, in the .dot releases when the software comes out. Apple also has this rapid security response team that helps with these things. And then I was just talking about this feature that I liked. iOS 26 introduced a new call screener feature called Ask Reason for Calling. I wish they would do this for email as well. But the feature basically intercepts your call, especially, if it's not in your contacts list. So an unknown number. And it basically makes them, it politely makes them tell you what the heck do they want before it'll actually ring your number. And you can get a transcribed text, or you can have it shown on your screen, and then you can decide if you want to accept the call, decline the call. You can ask for follow-up information. So the feature's like a virtual assistant or a virtual receptionist, and it helps filter out those spam and those robocalls. Do you get a lot of those? I'd love to hear from you. 1-800-39-ONLINE. Stay tuned.
Looking for a one-of-a-kind gift or to complete your own collection? Sumerian Collection offers a wide variety of vintage goods with new items added weekly. Books, collectibles, clothing items, jewelry, gadgets, and gizmos galore. Many items are from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, but exclusive finds from earlier time periods become available as well. Rare vintage items include dolls from around the world and foreign language books. Online shopping at Sumerian Collection is a breeze, with Etsy's secure payment processing and shipping to U.S. locations included free with every purchase. Visit SumerianCollection.etsy.com to see what's new in vintage this week. SAMERIAN Collection.ETSY.com. SAMERIAN Collection.ETSY.com. Sumerian Collection.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. That's 800-908-3082.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex. How did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Online tonight.
Geek Speak.
All right, this hour's Geek Speak, where we take a tech term and turn it into plain English right before your very ears, is LLM. LLM. It's an acronym. We'll get back to that in just a moment. This Geek Speak is brought to you by a company that I always like to talk about, Govee. They've got the neon rope light 2. It looks like a neon sign from a few feet away. It's incredibly shapeable. Neon light strip with unique bends, clips for bends and different shapes for different angles and corners. I got to look at it while we were at CES. Very, very cool. I'm pretty much going to pull the plug on it and get it very soon. Comes in 2 sizes, by the way, 10 foot and 16.4 foot lengths. You can learn more about Govee's products by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/Govee, onlinetonight.com/GOVEE. Now, LLM, also known as a large language model. It is an AI system or program that is designed to understand and generate human language. It's considered an intelligent text tool that can answer questions, help you write articles, summarize information, and have conversations. Generative AI platforms like ChatGPT, Llama, and Gemini, they use LLMs to provide human-like responses to the user prompts. Because of its human-like output, the interface that you have most of the time is with chatbots or virtual assistants, and they offer translation tools and many other applications. The large in LLM refers to both the amount of text data on which the model is trained and the number of parameters inside the model, often billions and sometimes even trillions. These parameters help the model make decisions about language, but they do require a lot of processing power. So it's hard to self-host LLMs at home, though it is possible. That is this hour's Geek Speak, LLM. Not that. All right. Toll-free telephone number is available to you. Use our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE. 1-800-396-6546 is the toll-free telephone number. Don't forget, you can follow me on X and Instagram. I use the same account name on both platforms, at Max Smart Radio, at Max Smart Radio. Miss Victoria?
We have a listener question. This is a text from Marie in Atlanta. Marie says, "What is bricking your phone?" A coworker mentioned they are so tired of her kids constantly being on their phones that she was considering bricking them. I pretended to know what she meant, but I'm stumped. Any help?
Sure. Sorry, I'm taking a sip of my tea there. I don't like the fact that they're using that term. Let me tell you what bricking usually means. Maybe this should be a Geek Speak someday. But sometimes when you're updating an operating system or you're updating the firmware on a device, If it goes kaplooey, meaning a power outage or the code doesn't get written correctly, and you try to restart the machine, whether it's a phone, you might flash a DVD player, you might flash a thermostat, you might update the OS on an iPad, and something goes bad, you're going to get an error icon when you turn the thing on, and the thing will refuse to boot, and you have to take it into a service center to get it fixed by somebody who's got lower level tools to get the lower level instructions to the thing. That's normally what bricking is. So I hate the fact that they're using that term, because you're not breaking the device, you're limiting what the device can do during a situation. That is not the same thing as bricking it. It's the difference between breaking something so that it can never be used ever until somebody gets deep into the guts of it, versus limiting its access to something. So there's an app, I'm guessing your friend or coworker, Marie, is using a $60 app that is called Brick, that locks specific apps to keep people from using them at specific times. Brick has become very popular, especially with parents and some businesses, where you have this trend called abstinence, like abstinence, but it's with an APP. And what it's really trying to do is trying to force a behavior. So we have No Shave November, we have Dry January, those types of things where you give up something for the month, right? Some people need to have an app stopped so they can't do it. A lot of parents are using this with younger kids to keep them from using their phones in the middle of the night. It's kind of like an advanced version of screen time, but it's more severe. And what it does is it basically stops the device or those specific applications from working at all, even if they play with the time or they try to maneuver around it. It's a more aggressive form of app restriction. And that, I think, is basically what they're telling you. So if you have that puzzled look on your face, that makes sense, because why would you want to purposely destroy your phone or tablet or laptop or whatever and have it never work again, which is what bricking normally means, versus a strict limit on what people can do at what time, right? So there are 20 to 35-year-olds who are actually using it as a way to help them with addiction. So some people are addicted to social media. I have a friend who is constantly on TikTok, and you'll be in the car with them, or you'll be sitting around a waiting room, and they've got the volume up really high, and they're just flipping along, and you've got all these things screaming and yelling and all that stuff. That could be really obnoxious in the middle of the night or while you're trying to take a nap. So it would be great to be able to put an app on his phone to say, hey, you can't use it between 11 and 5 in the morning because people around you need to get some rest. That's one way that you could use this strict app limiting function. But as I mentioned, the millennials and Gen Zs between 20 and 35 are aware of this addictive behavior, and they're kind of bricking themselves to really get that rest period, because social media can be very addictive and overwhelming for some people. So there you go. You can even maybe use it for yourself if you think you have a challenge in certain areas. You could say, I'm not going to use this app this whole day, or I'm not going to use this app for this period of time, no matter what. But you, of course, knowing that you put it on there, you could probably turn it off. If you're not listening live and you want to submit a question like Marie did, feel free. Our text voicemail number is 951-395-1017. You can also drop us an email, show@onlinetonight.com. Stay tuned.
At Bon Voyage Earns, we love our pets. We couldn't imagine our lives without them. But we know that when they pass on, we want to treat them with the respect they deserve, because they're family members too. Bon Voyage Urns makes biodegradable, marine-safe urns for the delivery of pets' cremated remains to a beautiful resting place in the Pacific Ocean. Love them while you have them. Give them a proper send-off when it's time. More information at bvurns.com.
There's no better way to bond with your cats than with a special treat. Lick and Lap by Vitacraft is a healthy 5-pack saucy tureen snack full of a creamy paste that your cats are going to love. Free from artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, it's the perfect snack between meals. Lick and Lap is available at Walmart, your local pet stores, and of course, on their website at vitacraft.us.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
We're on the air live tonight. 1-800-39-ONLINE. 1-800-396-6546 is the number.
Online tonight.
Silent but deadly. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Max Smart. Name of the show is Online Tonight. Use our Broadcast Bionics Caller 1 system using our toll-free telephone number to jump into the show, ask your tech questions. Think of me as your free IT helper. 1-800-39-ONLINE is the toll-free telephone number. 1-800-396-6546. You can also reach me via email or text voicemail. The email address show@onlinetonight.com, SHOW@onlinetonight.com. And the text voicemail number is 951-395-1017, 951-395-1017. Before we jump into our series review, I've teamed up with Swag to the Max to introduce my new line of pirate t-shirts and other swag. See what I did? Because swag. Okay. You can find the shirts, the hats, the mugs, tote bags, and things like that by visiting our store, onlinetonight.com/store. onlinetonight.com/store.
From Hollywood.
One very important thing, mate. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Blockbusters, tearjerkers, family fare.
Everything is awesome.
What's worth seeing in the theater, and what should you just watch at home?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Here are your hosts.
I'm Max.
And I'm Victoria.
You know what I thought was funny the other day? I was saying something to somebody, and this person's like 60-something years old.
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, that's pretty awesome." And they go, "Everything is awesome."
Oh.
And I was frozen in time for just like a moment. I was surprised because this person doesn't like musicals. And yet he was singing something from a musical-ish animated thing.
It's not really a musical.
All right. We're talking about the Copenhagen Test, rated TVMA on Peacock. It's a kind of a sci-fi thriller. How would you describe it? I'll let you do it. I'm not asking you the premise.
Okay.
All right.
I would describe it as action, thriller, maybe a little bit of sci-fi, but it's more kind of spy related to me. It's sci-fi in the way that they use the technology. But
so it's like a spy movie with technology.
Yeah.
All right. So the premise is this service member, American soldier, was deployed somewhere, and we don't know exactly how this occurred, but he had something embedded into his body, which allowed a third-party person, or maybe an organization, be able to see and hear what he saw and hear through his eyes and from his ears. So think of it as like a brain implant that then transmitted it to a monitor somewhere that somebody could watch. And, he was starting to get these headaches and he was starting to get these things. And so then when he retired from being in the military, and I'm guessing it was the Marines, maybe the Army, I'm not sure. He ended up working for a government agency. And then the question is, was the government agency responsible for that? Who's watching through his eyes? What happens if he finds out that he's been, quote unquote, hacked? His brain has been hacked. So the sci-fi element, I think we're going to get there eventually. I mean, I'm already seeing people that have verbal and motor skill issue control mice and keyboards with a chip that's in their brain. Mm-hmm. So I can see that this could possibly happen in real life, IRL,
right,
anytime soon. we're already getting there. I just don't know how we're going to get into the optics and get into the visual portion of our brain and then packetize that and push it out on Wi-Fi or whatever, however they're going to, connect to these people. But I imagine we can get there.
Well, I mean, the guy's walking around with a Wi-Fi in his head.
Yeah, transmitter in his head.
Weird and probably not terribly safe.
What's interesting, real quick, about Wi-Fi is usually two-directional. You could send things and receive things.
So who's to say they aren't
Yeah.
able to send commands to his brain
and turn him into like an MK Ultra assassin?
Yeah.
So they get him on the presidential. These are just, we're guessing. That's not what was in this show, the Copenhagen test, rated TVMA on Peacock. But who's to say that if they decide to make another series, that it won't have something like that in there?
Okay, so I want to talk about some of the people in this
Okay,
series.
great.
Okay, so the main guy, Alexander Hale, he's an Asian immigrant. Korean? Is that what it was?
Korean, yeah.
Yep.
At least in this, he's Korean. His
Yep.
parents are Korean.
Yep. And he is the son. So they come to America before he's born, and he's raised in the U.S. and he is raised to be an American, and very much so. And he serves his country, and his parents are so proud, and they're very gung ho about being here and being part of America.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no question kind of in his mind that he wants to be of service to his country. So he was in the service, and then he works for a government agency. And these agency type shows, you see a lot of them these days. Like there was the one with the internet's boyfriend, I can't remember his name right now, who did a CIA thing. And then you see all of these different things. And the interesting thing about this, and even like the Kingsman movies, and this makes me think a little bit more like Kingsman, because Kingsman was a secret government agency.
I'm sure there are secret government agencies.
Right.
But I'm trying not to be conspiracist.
Right.
Hey, you had mentioned that you wanted to talk about some of the stars.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Simu Liu is Alexander Hale. He's the main character. And Melissa Barrera is another main character who plays kind of his love interest, but she is also an agent. Her name is Michelle. And so they kind of have a fake relationship because he is not allowed to let on that he has been hacked until they figure out like who has hacked him. And so they have this kind of orchestrated brand new relationship that has to look real. And they get to step into places sometimes where there is no signal. And so they can talk amongst themselves off camera, so to speak.
I do really love how she talks to him with her hands while she's saying something completely different with her voice.
Right.
She kind of taps him on the back.
That
because
helps
his eyes
when
and
you're a
his
spy.
ears don't pick that up.
Right.
And I thought, wow, that's really, really clever.
Yeah.
Like my cousin and I, we used to go to a clubs and we would be on different side of the rooms and we would sign to each other. And now I'm thinking, oh, this would be a really interesting way to talk to somebody by tapping certain signals on their back.
Yeah.
That was really neat.
And I feel like the cast is very good in this, and they are very well suited to their roles. Like there's the guy who's the head of the agency, and then there's some people who are even above him, like the one who founded it. And then
St.
there's
George.
a younger agent who's new, and she's very into pattern recognition and stuff, and she's sort of figuring everything out.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that element a lot.
Well, apparently we really like this series because how long are the episodes? An hour?
I think they're about an hour, and there's 8 of them.
Yeah.
And we got through them pretty quickly for us.
That's what I was going to say. We don't usually binge watch 6 in a row. and then take a nap and then come back and watch 3 more.
Right.
That's 9. And there was only 8. So we are ready for the next series. We're hoping it gets picked up, and because I think there's still some mysteries there. We're talking about the Copenhagen test, rated TVMA on Peacock, and we think there could be a lot of interesting things. Are you rating this, or how do you?
I give it a 5 out of 5.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to obviously join you in a 5 out of 5. So if you have time, check it out. It's not a short watch. It's a long watch. The Copenhagen test, rated TVMA on Peacock. It's online tonight. Stay tuned.
If you're an author interested in turning your works into audiobooks, Narrate Your Own Book is for you. Since 2005, David H. Lawrence XVII has taught 3,000 students the ins and outs of voiceover work, including narration of audiobooks. As an author, your curriculum includes more than the performance and recording aspects of narration. You also learn how to prepare your manuscript to become an audiobook and market it once it's finished. Visit narrateyourownbook.com for more information and a sample class. narrateyourownbook.com.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is often laced into illicit drugs and used to make fake versions of prescription pills. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it. Suppliers mix fentanyl into their products because it's potent and cheap, and the dealer might not even know. Keep yourself and others safe by knowing the real deal on fentanyl. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. That's 800-515-4035.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go!
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey. We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf.
Ooh! What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Online tonight.
Hey, bookmark this.
All right, every hour we try to give you a bookmark this that you find fun, entertaining, or educational. And this hour's is writealetter.org. Write, W-R-I-T-E, a letter.org. Today is the beginning of Universal Letter Writing Week, and this website celebrates the art of handwriting letters all year long. Here you'll find not only inspiration to participate in the art of letter writing, but also a place to share your enthusiasm for the preservation of this lost art. Actually, apparently, with the younger group, cursive writing is making a comeback. So what better way than to write a letter to somebody using that love for cursive writing? They also have a letter writing service for those who have difficulty completing thank you notes or other handwritten correspondence. I get that, but if you can do it yourself, that would be great. And I love getting notes even if I can't read the writing. So if you're a doctor and you want to send me a note, and even if I can't read it, I will still enjoy the fact that you took the time to scribble something down. That is writealetter.org. Writealetter.org. That is this hour's bookmark this. Brought to you by Paramount Plus. If you missed the Golden Globes on CBS this evening, don't worry. Come tomorrow, Monday, you can stream the award show on Paramount Plus. You can find out all Paramount Plus has to offer by visiting onlinetonight.com/stream, onlinetonight.com/STREAM.
Online tonight.
Trying to figure out where the turkey bacon is on this pig. This is Online Tonight. Now, here's Max.
I wanted to quickly share with you 3 free things you can get if you have a Gmail account. This is now free, and they're all AI related. So Google has made 3 Gemini AI features available for free for all U.S. accounts. The first one's called Help Me Write. It drafts emails from scratch using prompts with refined options like formalize, elaborate, shorten, or polish. That's available on the web or through your Android or iOS apps. Suggested Replies is another AI thing. It personalizes AI responses that match conversation context and your writing style, improving on the generic smart replies that they used to offer. And the third free thing that Google is offering to Gmail users as part of their AI service is AI Summaries. It generates bullet point summaries for long email threads via an AI overview card. Oh, thank you. I'm getting some tea. And AI threads, long email threads via AI overview, and it puts it at the top of the conversation. The rollout is for US only as of right now. I'm sure globally it'll be available later. Google previewed the new AI inbox feature coming soon, offering a personalized briefing alongside its traditional inbox. the AI inbox includes suggested to-do for bills, reminders, tasks, and topics to catch up on for important but not urgent messages. So that it's not for things that need to be done like right away. And you can, if you are one of those trusted testers, you might be able to jump into that AI inbox program. But the normies will get to play with it later this year. Disney Plus. I don't know how I feel about it, but I thought I would share this with you. Disney Plus will be adding vertical videos to its service later in 2026 to boost daily engagement. So clearly they've been feeling some pressure from TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and they want to keep you in the Disney bubble on the platform. So they're now going to have what I imagine are flippable vertical shorts for you to check out. They'll probably be mostly maybe new animations or clips from a series that they would like you to consume. The format could include original short form programming, repurposed social clips, and edited scenes from longer movies, which is exactly what I was saying. Like they'll show you like a really exciting scene from some production that they have to entice you to watch the longer widescreen version of it. Vertical videos aim to create personalized dynamic feeds and are intended as standalone stackable experiences. This is why I'm saying you're going to be able to flip it along so you can, see a little bit of What If, and then you'll see a little bit of Avengers, and you'll see a little bit of Bluey, and then you'll see things like that. What I would like is to have this kind of scroll thing, and I can swipe to say, I don't want Bluey, but I do want Kim Possible, and I don't want this other thing, but I do want this other thing. That would be cool if they would add that. Disney learned from introducing vertical videos on ESPN that short, bite-sized content encourages, and this is the concern, habitual viewing, or, in what I said earlier, addiction. So you got to be careful. Obviously, the move, as I mentioned, is in response to TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and how Gen Z and Gen Alpha and millennials are consuming content these days. Disney emphasizes live programming, particularly sports, as key engagement, with ESPN capturing 33% of all live sports in 2025. A new Disney advertising initiative will include a brand impact metric to measure the combined effectiveness of the brand advertising and performance. The metric will combine third-party measurements and Disney's first-party data to link ad exposure to overcome and inform marketing strategy. They've also put a kit together to help advertisers create this vertical content. Very quickly, I just wanted to mention in the 15 seconds or so I've got left, the most popular emoji in 2025 was the face with bags under the eyes. Other top emojis were splatter, shovel, fingerprint, and harp. The thing that I found the most interesting is since 2023, the most popular emoji ever is the red heart, followed by the check mark button, sparkles, fire, and the loudly crying face. There are some others in there, but those are definitely some that I use. Don't forget, if you missed any portion of the show, please head over to onlinetonight.com where you can check out the show notes. This is episode number 2095. You can listen to the archive right there on the website. You can subscribe to the podcast, or you can check out our store, onlinetonight.com.
Online Tonight is produced and copyrighted by Smart Family Media. All rights reserved. Host Maxwell Smart. Producer and other hats worn by Victoria Smart. Views and opinions expressed are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, affiliates, or other advertisers.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.